Ladies and Germans, how are you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Rangru. Hello, hello, hello.
And folks, the time has come. The new front is open. And we are over here in the Steel Division 2 beta. And I don't know, Rank. I'm super excited. How about you?
I'm extremely ecstatic that we can finally show you guys, actual Steel Division 2 gameplay. And we can actually cast the thing now, because we've been wanting to, get out the Western Front and take a look how it's, going in over East.
Indeed, and we actually do have that now. Thanks to, well, basically the guys over at Eugen's Systems, we do have our way to start finally talking about this. We have a great game going on here between two savvy fighters going on in Vitebsk East. So, like you and I have talked about before, we are no longer in Normandy. It is auf Wiedersehen to that, and do svidaniya to the French, and bonjour, and good day over here to the Russians. So who's fighting?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have... It's actually kind of weird seeing the Germans as blue, but anyway, we have the knife guy playing his 5th Panzer Division, and I believe the income he's picked is a balanced, or... No, it's like a Vanguard, or...
This is Vanguard.
Maverick. Yep. Vanguard, okay. And on the right-hand side, we have Theoman. He's playing as the 2nd Guard Tank Corps, and he is taking a...
That's not balanced. I think balanced? I'm pretty sure this is balanced.
I think that's balanced income. So with the deck building system and SD2, you can choose which sort of income settings you want to take, which is honestly really cool because you can make a deck into an A phase, B phase, C phase deck, wherever you fancy.
Well, and the cool thing about that too, actually, more than not, actually, you said it's kind of weird to see the Germans playing as the Blues. Well, think about it this way: if the commies aren't red, would they know they're communists?
I mean, for them, it's like it's better to be red than dead.
Yes, it is. And I don't really know if you really want to have all of those commies not be as part of that process.
Mm-hmm.
So please forgive us in the meantime. Sound level is going to be a little bit wonky. So first replay we are doing with this particular game, at least for me, so there might be a little bit wonky sound levels. Rang, you're still feeling things out as well, I think, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So guys, bear with us on this one, but we couldn't wait. Not in good conscience. We couldn't wait to give you guys some more of this gameplay. One thing I do want to call a quick attention to, other than the fact that any replays you see from us the next couple of days will be with these two divisions, is that we no longer are concerned straight with territory. No, sir, we have now objectives. Ryan, can you tell us a little bit about that?
So instead of fighting over the entire map as a whole and map control, you're fighting over these circular objectives. You capture them by moving your front line over towards them. You control more of the enemy. You bleed the enemy, so you're bleeding the enemy tickets like in Company of Heroes. You're not gaining points. It's still the same thing, it's just in reverse. And yeah, that's pretty much your conquest or close combat style game. Heck, even breakthrough. It's all about these fixed objectives on the map.
Can we talk about the fact too that finally line of sight on hills looks real?
Yeah, you can actually see line of sight on the hills with the LRS tool. It's the biggest change ever. It's a little bit slower, the LRS tool, but it works. Bloody works now.
Yes, it does. And the first casualties really of this Eastern Front happened in the north. Pack 36 trades out with a half track on the eastern side, but then the commies turn around and take out a German half track. And while I don't want to get too much into it, it's very interesting to me just to see how far these Tigers are shooting. First of all, yes, we have Tigers in A
We've got
phase.
two of them in A phase. SC2 is a different game. It's a very different game, as you can tell.
Well, one thing too is that you can see we are really kind of far away from the action to a certain extent because these guys have 2-kilometer range.
Mm-hmm.
No more are the days of the max range guys at 1,200 meters. No, we are going probably pretty damn close to historically accurate ranges, which just absolutely blows my mind.
Yeah, and pretty much every single tank in game, or even AT gun, even at Pack 36 is 2-kilometer range. Which is definitely rather interesting compared to like SD44, where you had silly situations where you had a Sherman just being shot at by a Tiger at 1.2 kilometers, and the Sherman can't shoot back because it's 200 meters out of range. Now, even if you're in a crappy tank, you can fight back.
And speaking of crappy tanks, there was a P4 around here, wasn't there?
Oh yeah, he's hanging out by the SDKFZ commander, which is buffing up all those Tigers to 3-star veterancy, making them rather scary.
So that is going to be something we're going to have to talk about in the near future, about that entire commander idea, because that is a new style of unit being brought on in.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rank, do you want to tell us a little bit about that, or do you think we should just wait for those fine people?
It's pretty straightforward. Commanders make your leader units better, and your leader, when a commander is connected to a leader unit through a radio chain, it's like you have to be within 1.5 kilometers or something along those lines. They make the leader unit give the units under them 2-star veterancy instead of 1-star veterancy bonus, which is a little bit too good at the moment, as there's really no point taking 2-star veterancy units if you can just make a 1-star veterancy unit 3-star when instead of just getting a 2-star unit to 3-star veterancy. But it's a cool system so far mechanically, especially when you have to like set up like a chain or web of leader units all connected through radio to the commander and trying to keep that chain of command up and running.
So one thing you might also notice too is that we have a ton of different crits coming on out. We have armor cracked, we have drivers, we have transmissions, we have tons of stuff. Turret stuck, loader wounded. This game is not quite almost a complete redesign, but it kind of feels that way sometimes.
Yeah, it's definitely like quite nuts. Like that turret stuck run, the turret literally doesn't move on the tank. I mean, if you look at a T-34, it's kind of stuck in position. It's really cool, the different sort of criticals that we see now. It's much more varied. Even with airplanes suffer critical.
Oh, it's like oil leaks,
radiator damage.
Yes.
It's just like your average War Thunder experience now.
But without all the griefers. We are going to see the 5th Panzer driving up where there's like this quasi-Panzer Kyle over here right along the center line. Maybe looking to push over here to that low hill. In fact, well, they are going for a little bit of a skinny dip over here, so that's an interesting call. But they are also going to run afoul eventually of this T-34-76 that could just pop up on their flank pretty damn easily.
Yeah, and up north things are going pretty well for Theo. He's got those 2 T-34-76s. And that one SF trooping, you know, he's not longing for the road. So we are seeing a bit of a trade for his northern side compared to his middle northern side. And looking down south, and SF trooping, man to capture a hill all by himself. Well,
I'm trying to think about this as well. If you look at this, it is no longer just the blind, I'm going to take this territory. Now you can kind of more easily anticipate your opponents. You know where they're going to have to work. Which is why you see a P4 Fuhrer as well as a Tiger E coming down here to the south.
Yeah, gives you like defined hard points to fight over. And I think that's also pretty good for new players, as having like visible representations of you need to capture it. You know, gives you a bit more sense of direction, especially first time playing a map. You don't really know where to go. You're gonna look, okay, I should try to capture these points in the front line and defend my points in the front line, and I'll worry about that.
One thing I kind of like about it, too, is that if we have any kind of towns on a given map, it's just like, okay, this is somewhat important. We can still go other places. You can remember so many times in SD1 that we would just get so bogged down in a single freaking town, and that'd be the entire thing for ever.
Yeah, and you could save so much time, but just, you know, going around it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, continuing to gush a little bit, I do love the fact that some of these Guards infantry over here on the Russian side, they have DP light machine guns, they have PTRD anti-tank rifles, which is absolutely freaking amazing.
Yeah, those anti-tank rifles are really good. I mean, against Tiger tanks and Panzer IVs, not so much. I have experienced a few criticals against anti-tank rifles when using P4s in my personal experience, but those AT rifles are great against half-tracks.
Yes, they are. Now, you're also going to notice that the scale of this fight is just so much more different. Considering how many Tiger E's, you can imagine it being back on SD1 yet again, that this game would be very, very centered around having, oh, we have one Tiger. You lose the one Tiger, the game is over. Not so on the Eastern Front. I know in games that we've kind of knocked around a little bit with, there's just been waves of T-34s attacking something, or just absolute battalions of infantry going on. This is going to be very, very overwhelming to a lot of players early on, but don't let that stop you. This game is actually very accessible.
I also like to say, I think this map is, I mean, I haven't really officially said, but I'm fairly certain this map is more designed for like a 2v2, 3v3 sort of game style, while the other map is probably somewhere for like a 1v1, 2v2. So I think it's going to be the standard 1v1 map when the game comes out, but once again, there's still tests and can't exactly be 100% certain.
That is fair. Now, I do want to kind of continue to talk about some other new things that players might be seeing from this game. And one is, no longer will we be able to take a look at the transport for a particular kind of infantry and know immediately what kind of infantry is coming in. In SD2, and I'm sure we'll go into this as the game kind of develops a little bit more, you now have control over like a motor pool in terms of your overall unit deployments. So you feel like, okay, well, I want to be rushing with a lot of half-tracks early, I can do that. Yeah. If I want to go and take civilian transports and basically drive guys to the front in battle taxis, I can do that too. There is an absolute ridiculous amount of customization going on here.
Yeah, the whole deck building system is so goddamn good. They've done a really good job with the deck building system in general in terms of how it's structured. I can't give them enough praise for that.
Now, to return things a little bit more to what's going on right now, down on the southern side, it looks like the Russians have been able to take a little bit of territory away from the Germans, capturing the southernmost objective. And you can see right now, Theoman does have a delicate lead. But I can't imagine in the north things are going to go very well for him. We have another Tiga and a couple of P4s moving on forward, looking to aggress against that turret stuck with a loader wounded on that T-34.
Not the most beneficial thing for that T-34. I definitely want to get a supply truck to fix him.
Well, I think we have one up there already, and I think that thing is dead. There were a couple other T-34s as well, so I think we've seen a bit of a tank graveyard starting to happen.
Yeah, but it's definitely rather interesting. The Germans are pretty much getting pushed back a little bit on all flanks. I mean, they got the two Tigers in that middle northern area, which all should be able to hold the line, but we got Pioneers in the forest in the middle, as well as some Gavard units sneaking their way around.
By the way, you are going to see there are some slight differentiations between guards with DP light machine guns and other guards. And again, you'll kind of learn more and more about those units as we see them, as well as when you see them. Ooh, this could be a big loss. There's a T-34 in the center part of the field just went down, so now there's one 53K 45 mil anti-tank gun and those PTRDs. And other than that, the Germans really should be able to penetrate that center part and maybe even envelop the north.
Yeah, maybe, just maybe. I mean, those Tigers are, like, right now, heavy tanks are really bloody good. I don't know if it's just
intentional?
No, I don't know if it's just because, like, the Russian division doesn't have too many super heavy anti-tank guns to deal with them. It's just T-34 spam. It's not like the Russian division has, like, an IS-2 that can go toe-to-toe with Tiger. But right now, as you can see, the Germans, it's going not blitzkrieg-y, but it's slow and steady. You know, Tigers kicking ass, pretty something along those lines, yeah.
Well, that's good because as of right now, they are down 15-9. 14-9, 14-10, excuse me. And they're trying to rectify that, so they are going to see with a couple Pioneer squads maybe being brought on in. Panther as well. Okay, you know what? We do know who's going to be coming on in. If you actually do highlight that transport, you will see what is being contained inside. Oh, yeah. Oh. So a nice little bit added in there.
Huge. Because,
beautiful. Allows a certain amount of je ne sais quoi to the entire affair.
And also, you guys, you may notice, where's the replay timer?
I know.
You can hide it in real time now. So
no more comments about that.
Exactly. And it looks so much nicer without that big bloody block in the bottom center of the screen. Looks much more legit.
So forgive us if we're not doing tons and tons of technical kind of bit by bit, play by play with this. I'm so excited for this. We are going to see a Tiger getting shot in the ass. So even though he gets tranquilized by T-34 1942, I'm going to be saying that an awful lot in this game. He's not quite dead yet.
No, he is not. T-34 is getting in position. I don't think T-34 can even penetrate him at all. Maybe if he doesn't even have APCR around, so yeah, I think that Tiger should be pretty much fine.
Wait, that T-34 76? He's got APs.
I know, but he can only penetrate 100 AP max, and that Tiger has 125mm frontal armor.
So, by the way, that's another good call for us as well. So you see now that 165, 125 on that Tiger, for example, and the 190 over here on the T-34. That is the armor values. Well, first is penetration for the yellow and armor values for the gray.
Yeah, and the penetration values is penetration at 100 meters. So it's like it can't penetrate 165 millimeters at 2 kilometers. So it's a little bit different in SC-44. I mean, they're using more real number values this time instead of just not really arbitrary, but like a number system that they set up.
But you know, I actually appreciate that more, at least for me, because I was always so annoyed about the fact that it's like, okay, we have a Tiger going up against a Sherman, and even an upgun Sherman should not be able to penetrate quite that easily, even with stabilizers. I don't know. That's just me. I do also want to make a quick call out to that infantry-based AT. You can see they have absolutely absurd armor-piercing values. Panzerfaust at 240, heat grenades at 300.
Yeah, you know, state charges are really effective.
They are indeed. It's almost haunting, actually, how good they are. But it's 15-9 right now, and it does kind of look like the T-34-76 in the center part of the field. Well, he's having a field day going after those poor Pioneers, and the Pioneers can't do a whole lot against that.
Yeah. So we're definitely seeing like a lot of trades back and forth where one side pushes heavy one area and the other side's pushing heavy on another. Because this is, I mean, if you zoom out and look, this is a pretty bloody big map, so it's a lot of room for maneuver. And even on the smaller other map, like 2v2, 1v1 map, I'd call it, even then, you still got a lot of room to maneuver around. It's, oh, T-34 in the middle just got dunked on by a Panzer A. But even then, on that smaller map, you still have a lot of room to maneuver around and do more flanking opportunities while we saw on SC-44. I mean, there are opportunities to flank and whatnot, but they're much more limited due to the size of the maps and the more hetero hell of that game.
Completely agree. I completely agree. I'm thrilled, honestly, just kind of seeing the fact that right now, like, we don't just have objectives that are obviously easy ones to take. We have stuff that's out in the open as well. You can see that one where the Panther A is right now, going past that carcass. That's not easy to take. You get anywhere out in the open, oof, like that. Look, Guard's anti-tank rifle takes him out from, what, a couple hundred meters? 500 meters away.
Bang. Was that a side shot?
It must have been, because there's absolutely no way in hell that should penetrate that much. 35 millimeters, it better be a side shot.
Yeah, it's definitely a side shot, huh? That's nuts. We definitely gotta check the history on that. That's like 16 minutes, like 15-minute mark, so we gotta check out the end of the match. Damn, those AT rifles are pretty scary.
Looking on down to the south for a second, P4 does blow up a T-34 instead. And eventually, we're going to have to start just calling them by the model numbers, I'm sure. 42s versus 43s and 44s. Just a thought. But we are going to see, is this gun blowing the shit out of that P4.
Yep, and it sees this too, so it has the pretty high caliber, not high caliber, but high penetration shells, and we've got the Russians going through the forest. Currently, with the current two divisions, generally, the Russians have the much better CQC infantry. I mean, that tank Dinotsky squad down south by the half track, it's an 8-man PPS-8 squad, which is that's a lot of PPS-8s. Well, the Germans
execution squad.
What? Sorry?
That's an execution squad. That's not a freaking. It's absurd.
And then you got like the 10-man SMG squad, which, you know, so they're probably gonna have it, and they bloody have 10-man SMG squads. They're really crazy in CQC, but same time the Germans, you know, machine gun 34s and 42s kind of beat out DP-27s at long range. So it's pretty much like the same sort of dynamic in SC-44. Germans have long-range infantry advantage, Allies have short-range infantry advantage.
Okay, so yeah, if you were going to go and give kind of rough analogs, what's a Guards infantry squad kind of roughly analogous to then?
Probably like a motorized rifle, but for Piat. I mean, motorized rifle with an AT rifle instead of a Piat.
I was going to say, really, would that mean to them? They just got to the battlefield.
I know. We'll be seeing Piat soon when 15 Scots are added in.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yes, and thank you actually for mentioning that too. Yeah, guys, we are going to have some of the divisions migrating from the Western Front somehow. It's a real Lend-Lease thing, I think.
We're gonna lend-lease you entire divisions. It's just like sending volunteers and Hearts of Iron.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Now, to the north, we do have a true Panzer, Kyle. We have a Tiger EU2P force behind it, and that is a absolutely terrifying group.
Yeah, and you see the commander is buffing those Tigers to 3-star veterancy, which is nuts. Like, as you see, 3-star veterancy, those Tigers might as well be, like, robots. They'll lose.
I wasn't even looking at that one. I was looking at one even further north than that.
Oh, that one. Oh god, that is also pretty scary with the 2 Panzer IVs and the Tiger backing it up. There's so many more tanks in SD2 now. I mean, these are also, like, pretty heavy tank divisions.
True, actually,
That
the
does
thing
make sense.
kind of excited about the fact we got Hungarians.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna be interesting. I'm really looking forward to that Hungarian cavalry division.
Something like that. Yeah, they had
Yeah.
like 7 divisions in the field, and this is one of them. So it's really great to see such a plethora of, well, nationalities, more or less.
Yeah, I mean, think of like, can you think of really any other World War II game that allows you to play as Hungarians?
Where the Hungarians actually matter?
Yeah,
Well, not Hodge of Iron, I can tell you that much.
that's about it. Exactly. Maybe like some Men of Warsaw Squad 2 mod, and that's all I can really think of.
Kind of funny right now, we do have ourselves a 82 mil Russian mortar behind enemy lines, but nobody knows that he's there. Nobody knows. All the way to the north.
Oh. If I stand perfectly still,
Exactly.
they won't find me. And what he's gonna do is he's gonna wait for the Germans to go past him and then start shooting artillery behind the German lines. That's nuts how you got stuck. I've never seen an artillery unit get stuck behind enemy lines like that before. That's crazy.
Even better, almost. We have little Katya. Katya's on the field. We have 2 of them, in fact.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I want to warn you guys right now, Katyushas are real... Artillery in general is really powerful.
Yeah.
At the moment. Those Katyushas, if you get, like, good, accurate hits, you can kill Tigers with them.
Yes.
Which is...
Terrifying.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying for the Tiger. I think, yeah, that whole, like, northern middle post just got completely dunked on. I'm just looking at the carcasses on the field. There, the Tigers,
Yep.
the Panthers, all of it just got... They're dead.
By one freaking anti-tank gun.
And it's a 45 millimeter. The 45 millimeter AT gun did all of it. It's nuts. I think it had... No, I think it's literally just...
I think it was just
an
literally
AT
that.
gun. What the hell?
There was a little bit of stress be given to it by that 37mm pop gun down below, but that was just trying to freak guys out.
Mm-hmm. And then the 45 mil knocks out 2 more vehicles. That thing is an absolute force to be reckoned with.
Now, we are we into Phase B or Phase C right now?
We're in C now. We're
Okay,
in C.
so one thing I don't see, at least on my side, is there's no underscore on
Like,
the incomes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, you have to hover over it to see it right now. I mean, the UI right now, for the viewers at home, it's pretty bare bones, as you can tell. Hopefully, by game release, like, the UI in general will look a bit more sleeker.
Well, and again, this comes out in official, that's what, May 4th, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's early May.
Well, hopefully it's May the 4th. Folks, I want the May the 4th to be with you all. So let me be the first to say that. And usually I don't say that, so forgive me. Because Lucas's Star Wars is not my Star Wars. Hatred of the Resistance aside, and the First Order for that matter, we are going to see a T-34-85. So yes, you're right, we are in Phase C, because there's no way in hell we're going to see an 85 before the end of the war.
Oh, exactly, and it's a 43 model. It's a 43 and 44 model of the 85. The 44 having the better gun, but T-34 is a T-34, and with rations you can't really go wrong with T-34s.
No, you cannot. Also worth noting, you have an Su-76 on the field, so the bitch is speaking. One thing I do have to note as well. No longer is infantry completely impotent against tanks. I have seen infantry take out tanks with hand grenades.
Really?
Yes, the HE grenades, they have destroyed them.
Oh!
I have seen it happen. I am not happy about it, but it does happen.
I'm happy about it. That's.
Of course, you're happy about that.
It makes sense. Like,
I lost a tiger to it.
It's just like Saving Private Ryan. He ran up to the top of it, opened up the hatch, threw down a grenade, and. Was that Saving Private Ryan?
It's like every single war movie at some point. It happens in Battle of the Bulge. I can tell you that much.
Happens in Band of. Not Band of Brothers. I was thinking of the video game.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Brothers in Arms.
There you go.
Brothers in Arms is essentially Band of Brothers, a video game. Sorry, go ahead.
No, not at all. I'm just trying to think about this right now. Yeah, Knife Guy is down again, 13-11. You can see this kind of standard push kind of developing here. The Russians come down this northern road, and they just come in behind the German position, and the Germans don't have anything in place to stop them.
Yeah, I mean, look up north. All those German Tigers and Tiger and Panzers are behind enemy lines, and yeah, that's not exactly ideal. But they've just been completely brepped off to the side. And I'm loving it so far in SC2. Just looking at the maneuver warfare going on,
as it should be.
Like flanks going on everywhere. You've seen on the map we've got like these like tendrils of the Russian. Like the Russian attack going through and slowly trying to envelop the Germans. We're almost about to see like a second envelopment with the German Panzer Grenadiers in the middle.
But you know what? To me, like, that reflected the times.
Mm-hmm.
This was the front where there's these sweeping maneuvers and you fought over the same territory 7 or 8 times. And at the end of it, you still had nobody successfully holding on to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. Like I'm liking this a lot so far. I still think this map's a little bit too big for 1v1,
I'd
but
agree.
I'm really liking just how it's developing in terms of just gameplay flow.
Oh, except for this Panther G who's going to run afoul of this Ultimachiki. Ultimachiki.
Oh god. Dying by an AT grenade now is extremely more embarrassing, as AT grenades only have 60-meter range instead of 100. So that's poor Panther placement. Poor Panther placement.
Little Vanya was the best softball thrower in his entire league this year, comrade. Sorry, you were saying?
I want to notice by the aftermath Shiki, if you zoom in by it, you see the windmill. The one that killed the Panther, the aftermath Shiki. You see the windmill.
Oh yeah, it turns now, yeah.
Look at it. That is 10 out of 10 gameplay.
Beautiful touch.
I mean, also in general, like, just like look around the map on your screen, Khan. Like, the game looks really good. Like, the environment, the grass texture is no longer terrible. The buildings, the units.
Well, we have ourselves actually like an Orthodox church over there by that northern objective. It sounds silly, but the French towns, everything was just gray.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, this is like pretty colourful, this map. You got like the different colours of the houses, background of the sky. We're just trying to say in many words, this game looks really fucking good.
It looks very pretty, if nothing else. I mean, well, the 40s, they finally invented Technicolor. Gone are the days of watching The Wizard of Oz in black and white.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, the Germans in the middle are now completely enveloped. Panzer Grenadiers behind enemy lines, and yeah, this is pretty much pretty good play from the field. Man, I've seen the first Katyusha strike up north. The German Panzers are just completely miss. But I like how the Panzers are continuing to push forward instead of trying to retreat back to their lines. It's no step back for them.
You must talk about the fact that there's literally that howl from the Katyushas as well. Like, even the sound design, I love it.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't know. Tiger's being a bit silly. Okay, finally he's aiming his gun. He's taking his retard's time. We've got a second T-34 coming in close, coming around the building. Oh, it's a crazy little tank engagement.
But there's P4s in the way, so it's like, okay, you take out the first guy? Okay, after you take out the second one, then you can fight the boss.
Mm-hmm.
Track's broken. That guy's doomed.
But it's a really good position from Knife Guys. He is kind of sitting down the spawn, as you can see, but he's just going to be facing onslaughts and onslaught T-34s, and we're seeing some of the Panzer Grenadiers in the far north. I mean, I think he might be able to kill out one T-34 by flanking it to PC Grand, but it's still going to be far away from relinking with his Panzers.
That is certainly true. Also worth noting, we are seeing tanks. This is another big thing. Tanks can fire on the move now.
Oh yeah, yes. completely forgot about it.
Well, somehow the T-34, despite not having stabilizers, fired a shot from long range and killed a P4 from, like, I don't know, 1,500 meters.
Damn. That's
Yeah.
gonna be really crazy on Shermans if they implement it properly on Shermans, because they should be not laser accurate, but somewhat accurate on the move compared to everything else.
True. True. Now we are seeing right now Theoman has 75% of the kill points on the field. Now he's got well, a little more than 75%. You can see we're actually in a -3 bleed over here for the knife guy. And the knife guy's lines are beginning to fold a bit.
Yeah, he's definitely just really seems like he's run out of steam. I mean, looking on the front line, he just barely has anything on the field, and really Theoman just outmaneuvered knife guy so far in this match. He's pretty much always getting these like giant and flanking maneuvers, and then just mopping up all the remnants inside his encirclement.
So basically, he's
hard to
playing
find.
World War II, like the World War II should have been played on the Eastern Front.
Yeah, I've seen like another pocket of Panzer Grenadiers that are being flanked by guard squads from all angles on the southern side. It's absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts.
Well, the DPs are going in. He's going to go in and just fire up the back end of that. Oh, no. I thought he was going to kill that half-track first, but I guess not.
Now we've got the heavy armor being brought in with the T-34, and I don't think a Panzer Grenadier is going to be long in for the world.
Well, not with this little bit of ammo that he does have. He's almost out of MG42 ammo pretty darn quickly. His K98s are pretty much gone. He's got a couple MP40 ammo bullets, but that's about it. I hate to say it, but I think this first engagement over here on the Eastern Front is going to go much more successfully for the Rodina.
Indeed. Is pretty much managed. I mean, just seeing like looking along his front line, there's so many German units behind his line still, but that's, you know, that's a good thing, really, in a sense.
I guess as both sides are holding 50% of the objectives.
I think. Oh, the pop-up.
Yes.
I think it's meant to say, yeah.
It's 50% of its points, maybe.
Yeah, you got like the enemies like almost down because they're down by 50%. It's buggy at the moment. Some of the translation and typos are still here.
But you know what? I'm going to overlook that just because of how insane the gameplay is already.
Yeah, it's really good. I will be brutally honest. The game isn't completely balanced properly.
No.
Yeah, when you play like a few matches, some nitty gritty stuff, just with other divisions and the income, and there's a bunch of small things that add up to be a big problem at the moment in terms of just general balanced gameplay. But mechanically speaking, in what the game has set out baseline has done, it's really cool. Like,
well, the potential is there if they fix the issues, basically, right?
Yeah, and this is like a proper beta where they actually, like, this isn't just a demo before the game comes out. They're gonna be taking feedback and actually fixing stuff in the beta, and that's what they're doing with like his 2-day beta cycles once a week.
Oh, so worth noting in the meantime, if you have not yet picked up this game, if you pre-order it, I want to say even at the basic level, don't they give you access to the beta, or is that when you have
it's a I think it's just regular level. You just have, just as long as you pre-order the game in some capacity, you should have access to the beta during the specified beta times. Like right now, the beta is running from Wednesday to Friday, but
yes,
this video should be coming up on Saturday, so we're actually uploading it past that time. We're pulling a bit of a sneaky on you.
Well, we signed to Ribbentrop, the Ribbon Molotov compact order?
Molotov Ribbentrop.
There we go. I went the wrong way on that, didn't I?
Yeah, almost, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't follow. My people didn't follow it anyway. The Russian side or the German side. A little bit of a surprise attack. Not what you might be expecting, but it's good. It's good. Oh Jesus! Okay. Oh yeah. Go for it.
Seeing all these engagements, like in the middle, Panzer Grenadier is knocking out his Russian artillery gun. Just behind enemy lines. I'm just really loving just the maneuver warfare. I have a big bloody smile on my face because if we're up north, we got a little bit of resurgence with another Tiger and Panzer IV being brought in.
Now, one thing I'm curious about is the difference between the different levels. I wonder if it's just like, calm, engaged, shaken, stressed, and freaking the fuck out. Um, I'm wondering if there is any level of specific debuff for each one. If they fire a little bit worse, if they are more
I think
prone
it's
to miss, or is it just
general.
a cosmetic? It's a cosmetic.
Oh no, it's like the morale bars are over the units.
Yes.
It's just showing that essentially like I don't know 0 to 25% is slightly stressed out, and then so on and so forth. It's just another representation of the morale bars. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, I wasn't sure if there was like some kind of measurable idea to it.
Oh no, it's just a weird little thing.
Katyusha fire at Panther G. Panther G laugh at the rockets. Unfortunately, my Russian accent, it's going to fall back into more friendly territory.
Yeah, it's better than my Russian accent, so don't worry about it.
Well, this might actually drive me to learn a bit of Russian. Probably won't, but there's the idea at least. We are going to see in the meantime, though, Panzer Grenadiers are really kind of maybe pushing to take this kind of ranch area in the center part of town. The Panther G as well. I mean, we were threatening to get away from that 1410.
Yeah, Knife Guy's actually he's managing to capture some of these points back. I mean, he's very close to capturing 2 more in the center. So he's pulling back. He's pulling his punches.
Not to pulling his punches. Isn't that a bad thing?
Oh, I guess so. I'm not a fighty guy, as you can tell.
I don't know, Rang. I would talk about something,
punches.
I would talk about something, but the first rule of it is I can't talk about it.
Okay, that's a very interesting rule. But have you broken that rule by mentioning it, Because you have talked about it, but not directly.
Well, I didn't say what it was.
Oh.
I mean, I do know that you dance.
Is it some sort of club?
No, well, dance, yes. I mean, and you can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
God damn it.
18-6, though, and Theoman continues to get that major bleed over here on Knife Guy. And trying to figure out what Knife Guy's got left. The great thing about the 5th Panzer already is the 5th Panzer just has oodles and oodles of Tigers and P4s.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like we said, they mean a lot less in this game.
Yeah, you can lose them much more. I mean, yeah. I mean, you can lose them, especially against a horde of T-34s. It's pretty refined right now in the beta. Balance is the Tigers and Panthers are really good at holding, an area, of course. But if a horde of T-34s manages to get close or manages to flank you, your Tigers aren't really that good.
Yep, a fact ably shown to us by the T-34-44 that decides to take out that P4 from the side. It's a Panther. Might have been a Panther, for that matter. Yeah. I don't know. I'm having a goldfish memory kind of moment. Yeah. Worth also noting, there are now things like APCCR shells, which I could not, for the life of me, tell you precisely what that means again. I knew it at one point.
Armor penetration composite round.
There we go. And what Rang is going to do now is tell you exactly what APCR actually means.
So, like in SD44, you had AP and HE, but there's also different sorts of shells, like heat ammunition, AP shell ammunition, pretty much special ammunition that certain units use. So, you got T-34 85 1944 model, you got a limited amount of APCR cells, which do increase penetration value compared to your regular AP cells, but they do less damage, it says on the unit card, so I think it means there's less chance of you blowing up the tank in a one-hit kill with an APCR cell, match ended, but more chance of doing a more critical hit if you penetrate rather than a full-blown kill. And even there's the PAK-36 with the little Raccoonton rocket thing, that's also special ammunition, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
You can see right now, though, in terms of the kills and losses, the numbers are absolutely absurd.
Yeah, it's double, I'd say, in your standard SD44 match.
So what are you saying? Looking around minute 16. So is this gun took out, let's see, Tiger, and I will see the kill side.
It was the guard squad, 15-30. A guard squad did
Yep.
kill that Panther.
Yep.
With an AT rifle, huh? I never would expect to see that, but famous sort of. You are now famous, sort of.
Well, we have lots and lots of kills, and some guys got themselves some very, very nice activity on this battlefield. Now, one thing I don't think we've seen yet, I don't think we can really switch this out either, is to check specific players within the post-game kind of window. So, have to do a little bit more testing on our end for that one, but I don't think that's been implemented. Where's that Zis gun? Yes, so that Zis gun had 2 Tiger kills and 3 P4 kills. So he's a tank ace, an anti-tank ace.
With a 45mm AT gun of all bloody things, which is
57.
Oh, I was looking at 45mm one. Milaholovic.
Oh yeah, no, go a little bit above that. But that guy, yeah, that guy's insane too. Jeez, 2 Tigers.
Oh, this damn.
Yeah, you're right. That the 45mm of that Milaholovic, that's the one who shut down that middle push.
Yeah, it's with a goddamn 45mm. That is hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
I'm pretty sure the Vitman wannabes would disagree with you, but yeah, that's very, very true.
Those AT guns are definitely pretty powerful.
But guys, like Rang said, I can't keep a smile off my face. This is absolutely fantastic, just to see.
Yeah, it's still a bit diamond in the rough, but in terms of like how the game is set up and structured, it's really cool at the moment.
Yes, it is, and we hope you guys have enjoyed seeing this first replay from it. It is our intent to continue bringing some more SD material coming on up, and we're looking to develop some other material as well on the side of that. But for right now, Rang, any last beautiful thoughts?
None whatsoever.
Okay, so folks, if you have not yet invested in this game, consider it after checking this out. And in the meantime, keep an eye out for more replays from us. I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangru. Take it easy.